Some things are built to last. Tested by the elements, proven by time, engineered for whatever comes next. Summertown Metals. Strength in every storm. Building dreams that last.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weather at noon.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Taylor Plott here in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center with a check on your forecast. We got some weather whiplash going on today. We went from the 60s to near 70 all the way down to the 30s today, and we'll stay in the 30s tomorrow. But when will we see our next warm up and how warm will it be? I'll have that coming up here shortly. And we are dry over the next several days, but we do have some rain chances to talk about as well. I have more on that. Let's get right into your forecast. First off, take a live look from our Arctic Air Skycam network on this beautiful Monday. And don't let the skies and sunshine fool you. It is quite cold outside and breezy too. That's going to make it just feel even colder than it is. But Lawrenceburg, Florence, Huntsville, and Savannah checking in on this Monday, seeing crystal clear skies, maybe a few high thin clouds here and there across the area. Also saw some contrails on the Huntsville camera. Matter of fact, you can see a little bit right there. So there is a little bit of that moisture way up in the atmosphere that's going to get some of those contrails going today. But for the most part, we're just looking at abundant sunshine with hardly a cloud in the sky. Take a look at your satellite radar composite. All that cloud cover and associated rain shower activity with the front is off to our east right now. Still got some snow ongoing here from parts of Illinois into Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, into West Virginia as well. Got some lake effect snow going on across parts of the Great Lakes. They're seeing a lot of it right now, and also some very windy conditions with the area low pressure up there near Ontario, and that will continue to be the case up there. And with us on the backside of the front, we'll be seeing the colder temperatures here for the majority of the day today and into tomorrow. Temperatures right now 36 in Fayetteville, 36 in Pulaski, 38 in Huntsville, 35 over in the Shoals, and 34 degrees here in Lawrenceburg. These temperatures won't be budging too much. We still have a little bit of that wind around, and that will continue for the majority of your afternoon hours. But by the time we get into, say, 5, 6 o'clock tonight, most of that should start to die down. But until then, we'll still have a little bit of a wind chill to deal with. So it feels like 28 at the Huntsville Airport, 29 in Fayetteville, feels like 25 here in Lawrenceburg, feels like 21 over there in Waynesboro. So definitely a chilly day today. So here's your forecast for this afternoon. Temperatures, like I said, not budging too much, staying in the mid and upper 30s for the most part. But with that abundant sunshine, if you're outside the sun, it will feel a little bit warm out there in the sun at least. So this afternoon forecast highs 35 in Fayetteville, 39 in Huntsville, 39 in Athens, maybe Hartselle and Falkville getting to 40 along with Moulton. You'll be very lucky to get to 40 today. Should be 39 in the Shoals and 36 degrees here in Lawrenceburg. Going into your evening, I told you the winds will start to die down. You see that here, getting down to 8 and then 7 miles per hour during your mid to late evening hours. With that wind, it's going to keep us from getting too cold tonight. I don't think we get down to the teens tonight. I think we get down into the lower 20s at least. So, hey, at least it's still not going to be overly cold, but it's going to be pretty chilly outside. So temperatures down to the lower 20s for overnight lows tonight. Maybe some mid-20s expected across parts of northern Alabama. But hey, you know, you take a little bit of some positivity out of that. We're not going to be getting down to the teens, I think, tonight, but it's still going to be relatively chilly. Speaking of positivity, we get back up into the 50s by the time we hit the midweek. So when we get to New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, temperatures will be back up into the 50s, and we maintain those 50s going into the weekend as well. But there is a little bit of a system that'll be moving on through coming in Friday. I'll take a look at that here very shortly. Forecast highs for tomorrow, still on the cold side of things, but just a tad bit warmer. Temperatures into the upper 30s and lower 40s for your Tuesdays. Let's take a look at your futurecast over the next handful of days. The only thing you'll be seeing on here are just the temperatures and the cloud cover that will be non-existent really until we get into late Tuesday into early Wednesday. A little bit of a quick hitting system bringing some clouds in for your Wednesday, but once we get to your Wednesday afternoon, things should be mostly sunny, and we're mainly clear going into your Wednesday evening. It's not until Thursday and Thursday night when we'll start to see a little bit more cloud cover moving on in, and that's going to be ahead of our next weather maker coming in on Friday. So let's talk about it with the European model here. Thursday, 6 a.m., a lot of snow activity across parts of West Virginia and New England. We're dry here until we get into your Friday afternoon for the most part. I think 2 p.m. we're starting to see maybe some shower activity moving on through. But once we get to your evening hours, as you see here, 9 p.m. on your Friday, most of this should be a relatively widespread light to moderate rain across the area. As you look at the European model here, the GFS shows pretty much the same thing, just a tad bit different, so there is some uncertainty on like the overall coverage. But if you look at this, that tells me a pretty good area of some light to moderate rain moving on through late Friday into early Saturday. By the time Saturday morning rolls around, we're on the back side of that system, so we got northerly winds bringing in some cooler air, but that really won't cool things off like you showed on the temperature trend, or I showed on the temperature trend. We're pretty much staying in the 50s going into the weekend. So rain chances right now keeping 40% Friday afternoon. Most of it's Friday evening. That 10% early Saturday right now. I wouldn't be shocked if those chances go up in later forecasts, but that's what we got it right now. Taking a look at that 7-day forecast, we continued that warming trend very nicely going into the end of the week, end of the year really. We start 2026 on Thursday, and we'll be starting it with temperatures in the 50s. Overnight lows, again, it's going to be cold tonight and tomorrow night, but by the time we get into New Year's night going into Friday, we will likely be above freezing for quite some time with those overnight lows. And right now, the only system that we're looking at on the board over the next 7 days is that one I just showed you late Friday into Saturday. There'll probably be another system at some point next week, but right now, that's a little bit too far out to be specific. So right now, just looking at the one coming in Friday into Saturday. That's your latest forecast here from the Tennessee Valley Weather Center. Fred Gossage will be in at 5 p.m. to have another full check on your forecast. Until then, I hope everybody has a fantastic Monday afternoon.
You're watching the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel.